You are watching the Insider South Sudan YouTube channel. Today we are joined by one of the fellows who is brought from South Sudan to attend the United Nations General Assembly. Can you tell us briefly about yourself?
Yes, my name is Wani Isaac Kini. I work for the Insider South Sudan, and I am a United Nations Reham Al-Farah Memorial Program Fellow.
Tell us briefly about this fellowship.
Yeah, it's a program that is aimed at trying to let people know about the work of the United Nations, and it involves. It normally comes at the time when the General Assembly is about to convene, because part of the program involves covering the United Nations General Assembly. So this is it was started in 1980, very long time ago, but it changed. The name changed to Reham Al-Farah after one of the journalists who was working with the United Nations got killed in Iraq. And immediately the program changed. The name of the program changed to Reham Al-Farah
Memorial Fellowship.
Yes.
Okay. How did you get this opportunity? How did you win the fellowship?
Oh yes, a friend of mine gave me a link, and also the United Nations normally advertise this on their website when the time comes. So a friend of mine gave me the link. I applied. Out of the many who applied, I got chosen for the program.
Be checking the United Nations website for all these opportunities. So now you have been here for a week or so. Can you tell us what you've learned being in this environment at the United Nations headquarters in New York?
A lot of things that I learned, and of course the operation of the United Nations, how it is organized and how it operates in most of these countries, especially in the least developed countries, their vision and all that are part of the program. So I learned a lot, and also it involves covering the United Nations General Assembly as it is ongoing right now. We've been listening to world leaders giving their views on the developments in their country. So lots of things to learn from this fellowship.
Yes, I would like to talk about the UN Security Council meeting, which was held last week on Wednesday, and the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, reiterated that this time it's not for making positions, it is for action. What have you picked from some of these discussions that have been going on since last week?
That's quite a tricky one, because the United Nations Security Council always deals with the things to do with the peace of the country and how the country should be organized. So a lot of those things are involved, and I picked a lot because one of the sessions was actually about South Sudan, about the mandate of the United Nations mission in South Sudan, that's UNMISS, and of which South Sudan gearing towards elections. There is a lot to be done. And by the way, even the special representative of the Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, to South Sudan, that's Nicholas Haysom, he also gave us details of whatever, of how the implementations are going, how the roadmap towards the elections are. And by the way, we are 15 months behind schedule. That's according to the submissions, and a lot still has to be done. The roadmap, the framework that is needed, all these things that are still are in the pipeline, and if they are done, it means South Sudan will hold a successful elections. But the good news is he also mentioned that most of these things do not need a penny. They don't need to cost something. So that means it takes only a political will for them to accomplish it. So that means even if the country does not have the resources for that, still it is possible to hold these elections. That's one of the things I think from the United Nations Security Council.
Okay, and civil society activists who represented the civil societies in South Sudan, Shell said it clearly that people should not give up on South Sudan.
Yeah, it was. She was so emotional in that statement. She talked about how some of them who grew up in conditions that are not favorable, like refugee status, those things kind of make everything look normal. The violence against women, violence in all parts, that everything now looks like normal. But of course, she was urging the world never to abandon South Sudan. And he said she loves the country, and of course also all the South Sudanese still love their country, so they should not give up on the country. A very good statement there. And of course, it is even becoming more tricky because of the influx of the refugees from Sudan to South Sudan. Now it even adds a lot of burden into the country, so a lot needs to be done as regarding security in the country.
Yes, that explains why for a very long time, since 2014, President Salva Kiir has come in. He arrived this morning from Juba. He's come to address the UN General Assembly on Wednesday. What is your expectation of the President's speech on Wednesday?
It explains it all. He has not traveled for a very long time. He did not even attend this General Assembly after I don't know how long.
Since 2014.
Since 2014. So he has been sending deputies to attend this event. This tells you how much of a problem he is going through as a head of state. You're dealing with conflicts, you're dealing with economic problems, you're dealing with the climate issues, you're dealing with the refugees. Too much to handle for him. And that explains why he has not really so much trouble. But I think this time around he has taken it upon himself to try and tell the world where they are, where they're going, and how things should be done. And all this, if the world gives the necessary support to him, probably some of these issues might be resolved. And that's why he feels he should be the one to come this time around. And it's a time where we need to hear from him, because back in South Sudan, he has been telling us a lot of things. First of all, he's not taking back the country to war again. Will that be the same tone at the United Nations headquarters? Right. Or will he change the tone? Or does he have another plan of mitigating some of these problems, like the climate issues, the flooding that has really rocked some of the parts in South Sudan? All these are things we are eager to hear from the president. And yes, it's a good time to listen to him.
It's very interesting because the whole world, as you saw today at the reception when he arrived from Juba, people came overwhelmingly to welcome President Kiir, including foreign nationals, foreign diplomatic missions which are here in New York.
Yeah, looking at that, I was like, wow, he is a celebrity over celebrities.
So finally, you have been here, and there have been a lot of discussions going on sustainable development goals, climate change, poverty, refugee crisis, all that, and also the UN Security Council. I would like you to analyze, based on your analysis. You have been in South Sudan, you have been reporting on South Sudan for so long, you are knowledgeable about this. Now you have experience of these discussions that have been going on. What do you think is going to be the benefits of all these discussions on these various topics? How is it going to benefit South Sudan and the South Sudanese citizens alike? Well,
first things first, the United Nations even said that the SDGs did not attain the goal that the SDGs were formed, because it hasn't even gone to 50%. You see, not even halfway. So it means a lot of work has to be done universally. Now, narrowing it down to South Sudan, a lot still needs to be done. When you're talking about economic issues, South Sudan is still there struggling with it. You're talking about climate issues, there is no, we don't have measures put in place to try and maybe prevent some of these natural disasters or calamities that will befall a country. So this is a platform where heads of states from other countries who have maybe tried a method and worked for them, South Sudan can pick it from there and say, okay, this method worked for them. Can we try this? Maybe it will also help us in trying to prevent some of these issues that the country is going through. So a lot to learn from this debate.
Okay. Thank you so much, Wanid, for speaking to us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. A pleasure.
That is Wani Isaac Kenyi, a fellow from South Sudan, who is here in the United States of America to cover the UN General Assembly. And he has been here for a week already and has been following up with the discussions on SDGs, climate change. He also attended the UN Security Council where different delegates spoke about South Sudan and the way forward. So the president, Salva Kiir, is in New York now. He's expected to address all these issues that the country has been going through this Wednesday, and we look forward to that. For Insider, I'm David Monodanga in New York.